does.
Also, Bartek, and I appreciate where you live, but that is a personal choice.
Of course, yeah.
And I've got to say, I do back Joe regarding this. It isn't appropriate to speak to management that way, Bartek. It just isn't. You know, I understand you want quick responses, and I totally get that, but it isn't an appropriate way of speaking to management to give them. I mean, I wouldn't dream of emailing my boss and saying, "Can you get back to me by 12 p.m. tomorrow?" Because that wouldn't be appropriate. And I'd be having the same conversation right now with my boss if I did that.
I do accept it, and it seems that the culture of British Airways is quite different towards where I worked before.
Okay.
So moving forward then, we'll obviously, if there's things which are of utmost emergency, we have the dons and crew control and everyone that speak to. If there's a personal issue, obviously I will endeavour to be there, but I cannot guarantee that I'm going to be there 24/7, which is why we have the likes of crew control, crew concern, to help around for everybody. Perfect, that covers all of that one. That is covered into that one. Moving forward, Bartek, I would like for you, I know that you're very keen and you want to progress and you want to move on, you want to look at other departments. It's not appropriate for, this is why I was asking you to give me your times, because it's not going to happen overnight, because I need to speak to several departments to check for clarification that it's okay that a camp crew member goes in, because there's a lot of sensitive data in different departments to see that it's okay. So this is not just me waiting and seeing how long I can take. This is other departments, and whereas we all work in BA and we all work as one team, when we cannot always drop things at the drop of a hat to help and assist colleagues when they need it. So sometimes it takes patience to work in, and it might mean wait until March, wait until April, wait until May to get opportunities to work in different departments. It just takes time sometimes. So if you can be patient with me and work with me, this is something we can do. But your focus needs to be at the moment as well, just safety.
Of course.
Just polishing up on that. If you've got any questions about things, asking myself, asking people on flights as well. We all know something different about something different, and we're a wealth of knowledge to each other. Utilise each other, especially on night flights coming back. I used to have a nice little wander around the aircraft, familiarise myself with the aircraft diagrams. It's especially helpful when you've got SCP coming up, just to have a little nosy around, because it's all nice and quiet as well. You don't get that many times when you're doing SCP, or even when you're doing initial, to go and actually look and touch and feel things. So utilise those experiences. My main focus for you at the moment would to be to get through the probation. Let's get so that you're completely and utterly happy with everything in your safety. We've got no more incidents going on with your safety. The lines of communication between me and you need to adapt, Bartek. We can't have any more timescales. You do need to come to me. I am your own in-line manager, and everything does go through me.
So do you back it up that everything goes through Joe, or does just praise, sickness and conduct issues go through Joe?
To be honest, Bartek, yes. I would be in agreement that any kind of concerns at the moment, straight to Joe.
But what do you mean at the moment? Sorry.
Oh, well, during your probation, basically,
Okay.
is what I mean by at the moment. I mean, obviously, we do have the means of Ian and Karen, but obviously, you can imagine how high their workload is, and the things that they have to deal with. So in terms of any concerns regarding probation's issues, it would be Joanne, and if there was anything further, myself, rather than Ian or Karen.
That's fine. So what you are saying is that all the probation concerns I need to refer to Joe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not just probation.
Well,
How-
everything. Yeah. Well, everything basically.
Everything. What do you mean by everything? Any single email that he tends to send to anyone, and it needs to go through Joe, my manager,
In terms of emailing other departments.
for instance.
So in terms of shadowing,
Mhm.
etc., I would always go through Joe, because obviously at the moment you're a main crew member, but I don't know about you, but really kind of at BA, main crew members don't really tend to do shadowing. It's only really CSMs, isn't it? So it's something, or Aspire, so it's something that we would have a chat with you about, listen to your aspirations and try and organise for you, because Joe's trying to help you. You know, this is something that Joe, like I said, this isn't the norm, Bartek, really. It's only really Aspire or CSM who would be shadowing. So Joe can see how ambitious you are. Joe's saying, right, okay, let's try and help you going forward and see who we can get you involved in, rather than taking it upon yourself to go that extra mile.
Okay,
you know
so
what
this
I
is
mean?
something that I have heard contradictory, opinions from yours here, from CSMs who have advised me that if I want to progress, this is what I should be doing, and this is what they did as main crew.
Okay.
And I did email Carlo. I did tell you that I did email him.
Yeah.
He got back to me straight away, pretty much, to say that he would be happy, for me to undertake shadowing.
Isn't that because you wrote in the email to Carlo that you had my authorization?
And this is, I don't really understand why you say that I said
I'm
that.
sure that's what Carlo said to...
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind reading it, because I have an email here as well.
Okay.
I don't think there's anything about, your authorization here.
I think
And,
you wrote in the email something to the effect of, and this is not verbatim because this is, my manager has suggested and approved that I get in contact with an IBM.
So is it okay if I just read what I wrote to Carlo? And you have it there as well in Shadow, and you have it, Stephanie, as well, because I just sent.
You don't have to, Bartek, we know, because I've read it and so has Joe. So if you want to, you can, but you don't have to. I'll leave it with you.
Okay, I will.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So my name is Bartek, I'm a new entrant. Over the past months I was asking CSMs that I got to know during my trips about what I could do to prepare myself better for potentially applying for the direct entry CSM role at British Airways. I collected this information, and during my probation meeting we thoroughly discussed my ideas with my line manager. We also agreed a draft timeline for some of these actions, one of which was to shadow an IBM to learn more about the role at BA, business factors, and potentially the CSM role. I would be delighted if you agreed for me to shadow you perhaps for half a day, etc., etc. So does this email imply that I had your authorization to email an IBM or this particular person?
It obviously does, Bartek, because that's what the IBM thought and that's what the IBM said. You've also written in your email here that we agreed a draft timeline. We didn't agree a draft timeline. You've set out a draft timeline, in which case I'm trying to go through things and arrange things for you. You've set your own draft timeline. That wasn't agreed, first of all, just to go clear on that point. And you've put one of which was to shadow the IBM to learn more on their role at BA. We went through different things that you could learn and develop and progress in. You were to come back to me, Bartek, and I was to find out which departments would take you.
And this is something I don't recollect at all, but...
Okay, so that's...
Because I did... You might remember I did have a list of departments on my computer there, and we went step by then. So we did say scheduling, IBM...
Do you remember, and I know that you remember because you've written it down in there, you remember saying that you were going to email me with your availability to see who I could get to shadow for you?
Yeah.
Yes.
And I did. Okay.
I have nothing else to add on.
Me neither.
Is there anything? No, that's covered at the time.
I have a question, Bartek, completely separate to all of this. Looking into your blog/vlog, I'm not sure which way you prefer to call it, because I believe it's both. Because obviously I've had a lot of contact with corporate safety to try and get it approved for you. You've written on your blog that your filling fell out.
Yeah.
Before you reported for your flight.
Yeah.
So you reported fit for a flight that you were not fit for.
I did report fit because lost filling has nothing to do with my fitness to fly, doesn't it?
Are you aware of, if you can read through all the manuals and what have you as well, especially like the AVNet one. So when you have a local anaesthetic...
I didn't have any anaesthetics there.
I'm not saying that you did, Bartek, but I'm going through the differences with you. There's differences between when you have a local anaesthetic and when you have a general anaesthetic, and the differences it has on your effects on your body, such as when you go deep sea diving, the different levels that you go depends on how long you have to wait to fly. When you have a cavity fall out in your mouth, you have something that's exposed within your mouth that could cause you serious damage. You are not fit, and so you're aware for any future instance. If a filling comes out and it's not repaired, you are not fit to fly. Okay,
this is something I totally didn't know.
Yeah, so you're aware for future.
Okay.
And if you're not sure of things, Bartek, please ring them and ask and just say, this has happened, I'm not quite sure. Just say, I feel okay. If you feel okay, just say, however, I would like to check.
Yeah, just totally didn't come to my mind at all. Cause
you're feeling like that's your well-being, Bartek. That's your mouth. It's like your ears. When people fly with blocked ears, that's not something you mess with. Once your hearing's gone, people have perforated eardrums from flying with with a cold, which I think I'll be okay, which causes irreversible